Hi, welcome back to Inside South Florida. The annual Walk Like Mad Mad Dash in support of Mothers Against Drunk Driving event is about to come to South Florida. And here to tell us more about it is the event's chairperson, Heather Geronemus. Heather, it's so good to see you again. How are you?
I'm fabulous. How are you?
I'm good. All right, so we're going to talk about a cause that's very near and dear to your heart, MADD.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the organization and why it's so important to you.
So I came to MADD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, in the most tragic way possible. I lost my father 6 years ago to a drunk driver. My father was crossing the street on Brickell, minding his own business with some friends and colleagues after giving a speech at a medical conference dinner, and he was struck and killed by a drunk driver, someone who was out with no concern for the people around him. And my dad had just given a speech about potentially saving lives. So it's just kind of an ironic twist of fate that brought me to MADD, and it's really important to me to get to MADD before people have to come to it like I did.
And what impact did MADD have on you personally? How did they help you get through it?
So MADD was really a stranger that reached out to me and helped me when no one else could. I was a couple months after my dad died, I started to receive notifications about going to court to essentially look the person who killed my father in the eye and other things that are just unimaginable. And MADD helped me get through them. They have a victim's advocate that helps you with all of the different things. There's, of course, no good way to lose any parent or relative or friend, but there's a whole different set of circumstances that come when it's something that's so sudden and so unnecessary and really preventable. So MADD helps guide you through that process. There are things like, the state of Florida has a crime victims assistance fund. It's nothing I would ever know about in my normal day-to-day life, but things like connecting you to resources that you need like that. And then even the simple act of going to court with you, which is something that's really the support of that is so unimaginable, and I couldn't really communicate it to someone who hasn't been through it, but that's something that they did for me, and I kind of can't ever repay it, but I try in some small way to repay it by talking about it and by helping get in front of the issue.
And in the spirit of sort of community building and being there for each other, we have this great event, April 26th, the annual 5K Walk Like Mad Mad Dash.
Yes.
And you are the queen bee, essentially, right?
Sure.
The chairperson
The
of
chairperson.
it. Yeah. So tell us about the event.
So this is our 5th year. I think I've spoken to you about it every year, which is amazing.
Keep having you back.
Yes, thank you. So we've put together an amazing day where the community can come together and stand together against this awful cause, this awful things plaguing our community. Obviously, like I said, we don't need a cure for drunk driving. We just need more people to know that they have the choice to not drink and drive. And I think it's really simple. It's something that I like to tell people. When you plan all week for what you do on Friday and Saturday, right? You have to take it one step further, and you have to plan your safe way home. If your plans include drinking, you make that one choice to get home safely, and you could save your life, but you could save somebody else's life.
And I think that's really important. I mean, you're much more well-versed in this than I am, but I think people feel like, all right, well, so maybe I shouldn't drink and drive, but what's the worst that'll happen? I'll get a DUI or whatever. No, the worst that happens is you impact someone's family.
Yes.
I mean, that's a big deal, and I would imagine that people don't think all of those steps ahead.
I think it's totally unimaginable the kind of repercussions it could have. Just this week there was a memorial it's been over a year since a family lost their son. He was a freshman at JP Taravella, and they still haven't, it was a hit and run like my dad's, but they never apprehended the person who killed him. And it's unimaginable. And they walk every year in this event, and they're out there and they just want some answers.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's just, I think that not only did it change our lives, my whole family, but probably the person who killed my father, I can't imagine that his life is any better for it.
Right. And his family.
And his family.
Yeah.
You have to deal with the fact that you have somebody that committed such a horrible act in your family for the rest of your life. So what I like to do is really turn it around and bring everyone together. We get thousands of people out there, and we talk about change. We talk about the power of one person making one choice to make a smart decision. And we do this incredible walk and run, and we've got the support of the community and the support of sponsors and elected officials, and everyone runs and walks together, and then we enjoy a big party in Huizenga Park afterwards. And it's really an amazing day, and it really shows people that they have the power to make the change.
And with all these supporters that you have, who are some people that we might see there at the event?
So Tony Segreto is our MC. We are honoring Colonel Pollock, who's the Executive Director of Law Enforcement at Broward Sheriff's Office. He is a tremendous partner in this fight against drunk driving. He's really prioritized DUI enforcement in Broward County, and that's something that you can't really quantify the number of lives that are saved, but I know that we're making an impact. I know that just in the last 2 years, drunk driving deaths in the state of Florida have gone down. Now, I can't take credit for it with this event, but I do know that the partnership between public and private and law enforcement really makes a difference, and it really helps show the entire community that this is a top priority. And so for that reason, we're honoring Colonel Pollock, and we're so happy that he accepted, and he'll be there on that day, and we'll have so many other supporters and representatives of all aspects of the community.
When you go back to last year's event, how much money did you raise? How many people attended? How big was it?
So last year we had just over 2,000 people. We raised over $140,000, and the goal was $95,000. So we really knocked it out of the park. So now, of course, this year I've decided that we need to raise $200,000. We're just edging in on a half that, but the good news is we still have time to bring on sponsors. Obviously, we can register walkers and runners up until that day, but with 2 months lead time, we can still bring on some great sponsors, and we can really add a lot of value to what MADD is doing here in Broward County.
So people now want to be involved. Well, they want to participate. How can they do that?
So they can visit our website, walklikemadd.org/Fort Lauderdale. You can join as a volunteer, as a donor, as a sponsor, right from that website. All my contact information is there. If anyone wants to sponsor, call me. And it's everything's there to find out how to register and get involved.
And so it's Walk Like MADD and Mad Dash. So
Yes.
it's also it's like a sort of competitive fitness thing too, if you wanted to.
It is. It definitely is.
Right.
So this event offers something for everybody. We have everyone from my friend's 3-year-old daughter, who's been there almost since the beginning, to my 93-year-old grandmother, who will also participate. I wouldn't say compete, but my dad's brother comes down from Connecticut. He runs it. His wife walks it. My grandma hangs out in the park. There's something really for everyone there.
And you're going to win it because you're a triathlete.
Well, I'll try.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
it's becoming one of these races that everyone looks forward to every year. So every year we get faster and faster runners. We get bigger teams. It's really a huge community event.
We wish you the best of luck with it. You'll come back next year. We'll talk about it again.
Awesome.
Before we go, though, not to sort of leave on a down note, but I think statistics are important because people hold on to that. So how many people are affected by drunk driving?
So this is a really staggering statistic. 2 in 3 people will be impacted by a drunk driver in their lifetime. And it's almost 3 in 3.
Right.
2 in 3 people, and that's something that I think that you look at other causes that have incurable. Right now we don't have cures for diseases, but we have the answer to this one. All we have to do is start making smarter choices. But right now we're looking at 2 in 3 people will have that impact that I have in their lives.
Unreal. Give us the website and the information one more time.
walklikemadd.org/Fort Lauderdale. All the information is on that website.
All right, good to see you, Heather.
Good
Have a
to
great
see you.
event. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
You got it.